Welcome to the Great Movie Channel. When I return to my movie, today I show you the 2015 drama or mystery movie. My Girlfriend is a Serial Killer. That's Zero Chris, who is a young man going through serious depression. He doesn't work or study and his parents have cut him off, so his apartment doesn't have power, water or internet, and it's full of trash as well. One evening he can't take it anymore and decides to kill himself by putting a belt around his neck and hanging it on a shelf. His body survival instincts kick in and begin struggling against the belt, which causes the shelf to come off the wall and fall on top of him. Walkers, who lays on the floor in pain, he suddenly notices a beam of light entering the room and makes a very important discovery. The following shelf has left a hole in the wall. When Cursor looks through it into the apartment next door, he's shocked to find his neighbor is a beautiful young woman. Real me ouch. From then on, Corrosive spies under every day. He notices me ouch. She's a college student, but nobody visits her, so she must have any friends. One afternoon when she suddenly disappears out of sight, Carissa leases apartment and goes to our door to try to listen to any sounds and even peek through the mail slot, only to step back when he notices a visitor can see what he's doing. This person, Pargo Kosake, has come to check on her brother, who lives on the floor under choruses. After knocking a couple of times and getting no answer, she hangs the bag of food she's brought him on the doorknob and leaves, so Corrosive takes the chance to steal it and finally eat some real food after having been surviving on cheap snacks for a while. Once again his creepy activities are interrupted, this time by Me Out Yourself. They introduce themselves with only their surnames. Then Me Out, she invites him to eat with her at her apartment because food tastes better when you have company. They share a lovely dinner together and Corrosive returns to his place in a great mood thanks to Me. Aren't you telling him they should do it again sometime? He starts going over often for meals while still spying on her, and one day he makes up his mind and asked her why she wants to hang out with a NEET like him, to which she replies that them connecting so well is the only thing that matters to her. These words truly touch Corrosive, so when he returns to his apartment later, he covers the hole with a piece of paper. He's quick to take it back, however, when hears our door open in the middle of the story. Yes, she is wearing a transparent raincoat and has a box cutter in her hands, but most importantly there is a man in the room with her. This man hugs Me Out you from behind, and she immediately reacts by pulling a series of martial art-like moves that allow her to overpower the managers, and which makes her smile a shock. Corrosive doesn't have much time to process what has happened because the books on the yacht You Shall Fall and cover the people while he tries to decide if what he saw was real or not. A mysterious van full of people parks in front of the building and someone knocks at his door. It's Me IG, looking normal and cheerful, asking with a pot of food in her hands if they can have dinner together in his place. This time after moving some trash away and lighting up some candles, they share dinner, and Me Out, she tells him hanging out with and help her figure out if she's normal or not. Later, after she goes back to her apartment for us to use a chopstick to push the book from the hole and sees the room is pristine, which makes him think the murder he saw was a hallucination after all, but at that moment a mysterious voice tells Me Out you could buy. So Cursor rushes to his door to see who it is. Reina and Miji, a serious-looking woman, is walking away from their apartments, only stopping to tell Corrosive she can see him, even calling him by his name. The following morning Corrosive bumps into Miyachi, who tells him they could eat at his place again today. This inspires Corrosive to finally clean his apartment while trying to convince himself that what he saw wasn't real. Yeah, you can't stop thinking about it. Later in the evening, while waiting for her to come over, he hears a noise next door and spies for the people to see it's happening again. Me Out, she is killing a guy with a B tattoo on his arm, smiling when she's done, finally admitting this is real. Curses screams in fear, making Me Out you discover the hole and stick her cutter in it before she looks at him, in return getting even more scared. Now Carissa runs away from the apartment and the Archie chases him through town with her cutter in hand. When Kirsty takes the fire escape to reach the roof of a building, BRG corners in there and makes some confess that he's known she's a killer for a while. She finds this very interesting because even if he knew, he still kept eating together with her. Kurisu admits he's tried to kill himself in the past, but then he discovered the people and fell in love with her, which is much better than dying. He falls to his knees ready for Me Out you to kill him, and she just grabbed him and puts our cutter on his neck, but she doesn't kill Anya once again. She considers his reaction very interesting when she asked him how he feels right now. He says he wants to date her, which Me Out she accepts before licking the blood off a bruise on his left he got while running away. Chris, who sees this as encouragement to cancer, but when he tries Me Out, she tells them they can't kiss yet or she'll have to kill him. She does, however, ask him to keep spying on her. The next day, Chris, who sees Haruka, has finally gotten to see her brother Housake, who is currently playing with a cat. Afterward, he has lunch at his place with Me Archie, who is amazed at how much you can see through the hole. After admitting that he likes everything about her, he promises to get a job to be a better boyfriend for Chris, who ends up working at a convenience store, and every time he has to use a cutter to open one of the boxes, he can't help thinking of Me Arch's murders. This doesn't stop him from still dating her though. Yes, she asked him out on a date the next day, which turns out to be an excuse to make Corrosive carry her microwave to the University because the one of her lab broke down. At first he doesn't feel comfortable being surrounded by successful people, but soon his mood improves when She introduces him as her boyfriend in front of her admirers while having lunch together. For Us, who tells her he may retake the entrance exam next year to become a suitable man for her because you can't imagine a future without She however is amused at the idea that he needs to be suitable for a murderer who isn't planning to stop killing anytime soon. After class, She asks Grocer to go on a walk with her, only is shocking when she suddenly puts on her transparent raincoat before grabbing a woman in the middle of the street and killing her. From then on, she starts going out on dates with Corrosive and killing people in the middle of which is some sort of twisted sign of affection. Kurisu wonders if she kills randomly, but she confesses she has some personal rules which includes a list of local criminals. This makes Kursu wonder if you could consider her an ally of justice, but that still doesn't sound right. The most shocking thing regarding this whole deal is that not a single one of her murders has appeared on the news. One afternoon, after chatting with his neighbor Coliseum about how cute cats are, Corrosive meets with Archie at the park, and sure, some typical with her, the figure was an ice block made of chocolate and coffee that comes in pairs precisely to be shared. So Archie is touched by the gesture. For Us, who has bought something specifically to share with her, Chris's life starts to improve thanks to his new job. His apartment finally has power again and he can buy a new phone. One day while working the cash register at the store, Article comes over to buy some snacks and Cursor gives them to her for free because he's feeling guilty over the food bag he stole the other day. In the evening when he gets home, he finds a message on the people telling him to wait in his apartment at 10 p.m. When the time comes, Kurisu looks through the peephole again, discovers She has kidnapped Kawasaki. He tries to ask her not to kill him, but She just tells him to keep quiet not to be caught and proceeds to kill their neighbors. Right after she's done, Reina and her team arrive in their black van and clean the entire crime scene, which explains why nobody has found out about all the murders. First he goes to She's apartment and demands some answers. Reina explains that She's a great killer because she does it quickly with a clean cut, and there are many people out there need of fresh bodies. This still doesn't explain why She would kill Ocu of all people. Serena takes him to his apartment and shows in the truth. All this time Kawasaki has been torturing the stray cats he befriended. Rita doesn't understand why he looks so shocked, and she believes this is also his future because She doesn't know how else to interact with people. The following morning, she knocks on his door, but he ignores her, so she enters his apartment by jumping from a balcony. To his courage, he tells her he isn't feeling well and stays in bed, so she gets in there with him to warm. When he explains murder is wrong and there should be certain lawfulness beyond, she wonders who gets to choose who dies and who lives, and points out a country's laws change all the time, so real. This is the next video. Wait in another room.